I've just finished planting this Button Bright Flatto Nectarine, which is absolutely covered in blossoms. We should see super sweet, tasty, yellow fleshed fruit in mid to late February. Hi farm friends, my name's Georgia from Grow My Goodness here in the beautiful Bay of Plenty, New Zealand. It is officially the second day of spring, and today I want to talk a little bit about our preparations for this season and what we're up to over the next month. Let's go! One of the goals we had for this market garden was for it to be as completely weed-free as possible, to make it a really nice place to be and a really nice environment to work in. We've done pretty well with keeping up with the weeds so far, but over winter this was a real challenge for us. So we have definitely been battling with the weeds over the past couple of weeks. There's a number of reasons why we've ended up with weeds in the garden, being sickness, traveling. There was a few weeks where it was just raining non-stop, so I couldn't get up here at all. So we ended up with a lot of the garden with weeds. So to combat that, we have been clearing out the beds, clearing out any crops that have been in there over winter, clearing out as much of the weeds as we can and covering them over with these black tarps. Because these beds are still very new, there's a lot of residual weed seeds in the soil. With spring approaching now, we know this means that the growth is going to happen now and very quickly, including the weeds. So we've had quite a bit of rainfall, we've cleared everything out, we have done a little bit of disturbance in that soil. Then by covering them over, hopefully this is going to set us up really well for spring. These tarps will be over for quite a few weeks, and then we're going to get some intensive planting in here. I've been thinking a lot about my crop selection and refining that crop selection quite a bit. Over the past year, I've done a lot of experimenting with different crops, trying to see what I can grow, what do I like, you know, what's going to be popular at the market, but what can I offer that is different than, say, you know, the veggies that people are buying at the supermarket. And one of those experiments was kohlrabi. I think that the way that I grew it was perhaps not the best way. I did direct sow it. If I was to do it again, I would definitely start it in trays in the glass house and transplant it out with a bit more spacing, because I did not end up with very many kohlrabi. Also, it took a lot longer than expected to form this bulb right here, which is the part that we grow it for. So I'm really going to be refining my crop selection and trying to grow things that grow quickly, so that we can get these beds turning over more frequently. Another reason why I'm doing that is because I really need to start making some consistent revenue. I've been at this market garden for a while now. However, this winter has been a real struggle. I haven't been able to go to the market for quite a few weeks now because I just haven't had anything to take. I've loved experimenting with growing new things because a lot of this is new to me, but I really feel that I've got an idea of the key crops that I'm going to be growing, and I'm going to put a hold on the experimenting for now. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll know that I don't really do things by the book, and I could sit down and research and do things exactly how everybody else says to do it, but that's not really my style. I love to just go for it, and I learn so much by just doing things and giving things a try. With my crop selection in mind, the next thing I'm going to be doing is my succession planning. Succession planning is not something that I've been very good at so far. I've really just been winging it up until this point. And the issue with that is that I end up with a gap where a bed is completely empty after I've harvested from it, and then my next crop in the glass house is not quite ready to go in, Or my glass house is full of crops that are ready to be transplanted, but they've got nowhere to go. So my plan this season is to eliminate that and have things flowing from propagation to the glass house to the market garden to the market and start all over again. Speaking of the glass house, we've been working on improving this area by putting in these shade cloths all over both of the glass houses. It was getting way too hot in here, 35, 40 degrees Celsius, and things just were not growing. Since adding these shade cloths, we've noticed significant improvement in the growth of our seedlings. It's not getting as hot in here and they're not drying out so quickly. Well, that's going to be it for this video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to tell the like button that it is officially spring, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! And bed turnover. I'm just going to start this little bit again.
What are you going to do this season, George?
Probably going to keep winging it. My goal is to have, I don't know what I've done. Maybe we should do this whole, I did it!
You didn't, because then you didn't say okay.
No, I didn't do it right. Let me do that one part again.